Right, everyone, WeaponCollector here. Spooky stream today with my special guest, Dombert. He's going to be watching over us, make sure we're either scared or safe. It's up to you, whatever you think he would do. Keep me safe anyway. But yeah, spooky stream. Thought I'd do something different. If I look a bit tired, that's what I am, but I've had a sleep, so I shouldn't be too bad. So yeah, I was going to put some different names on the thing there, but I didn't have a chance. That's why I've been late, though, because I've been setting up for this. It took longer than I was expecting. If this is really bad to see, you'll have to let me know, and I may have to change it. Tell you what I might do quickly. I don't know if somebody needs that on his face. Turn that way. See, the gun's a bit better then. Right, I shall come over to... Yeah, it looks a bit better now. I'll come over to the comments now. I won't bother with the intro. Well, and I'll quickly do the intro while I'm waiting. So if you ever want to support this channel, there's things like Patreon, there's affiliate links, there's PayPal donations, and there's merchandise. So you can get these cups. You can wear these t-shirts if you can see it in this light. So I'll let you know when I can see you. So yeah, I ain't got no stories personally. I don't have any scary stories, but you'll have to tell me yours. Actually, don't look too bad, does it? So let's see who's on. And I've changed the little corner button. I don't know if you've noticed that. Look, I've changed the corner button to a subscribe button. And supposedly that is a better way to have it than your logo. Although my logo did say subscribe on it. But yeah. So Liam's on. Patriotic Brit. Peachinator, Marcus, Zed, and Rob, and Richard. You right? Yeah. So scary. Yeah, early Halloween. Yeah, exactly. Now, just Liam was saying, we were saying about on Liam's about different themed streams, and I thought the easiest one for me to do would be a spooky stream, scary stream. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments. So, Liam was saying, good evening, very spooky, like the stream. Yeah, everyone was saying hello. As I said, reminds me a bit of Mr. Pipes in the background of Ghost Watch. Yeah, that bastard don't start moving. I can't remember if, what does Mr. Pipes do? He don't start moving, does he? Looks fine, just grainy. Now, I've got my telly on, actually. That's probably just creating enough light to keep it bright in here. I may have a look if you can get that. I'll leave it. It's actually all right, isn't it? I think it's just sort of dark enough that you can just see him there. Yeah, supposedly, the more prominent it says subscribe, Liam, the more supposedly people will click it. Well, mine did say subscribe at the bottom, but this is a bit more obvious, I think, isn't it? If you want that, go onto a place called. I can either send you it or go onto a place called. There's a channel called vidIQ. I think it's called vidIQ anyway. Patriotic Brit said he has a story. You tell it away, mate. You tell us. I'll probably butcher it when I read it out. Frost Alaskan, right, mate? I don't have many stories. I'll set it up in a minute. I'll actually bring some stuff up in a minute. H90 looks like a ginger Billy Connolly. It does, doesn't he? Actually, I think has got that sort of look. He just appears in a bit of the background of scenes and nobody notices. Ah, nice. Right, I'm just going to go on to the pop-out chat. Be a bit longer then. I'll go a bit longer on the screen. Yeah, I'm a bit tired. I went to bed late last night and then I ended up having to get up early, but then waking up at like fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I had to have a sleep for about an hour early. BFX, right, mate? He said, welcome to the dark side. Yeah, exactly. Right, Patriotic Brit said, I was clearing out the cupboard under the stairs when I put on one of my records on my record player. When the music started playing, I swear I could hear someone in the hallway next to me whistling. As soon as I turned around to face the hallway, it stopped suddenly. Yeah, that is quite creepy. The closest I've ever had to creepy stories was well, I don't know. I don't believe in ghosts and that, or I certainly don't believe I've ever seen a ghost, and I actually don't believe anyone else has. I'm not saying the people who have seen things. I believe the people who have seen things believe they've seen ghosts. I just don't believe those things are ghosts, what they've seen. You know what I mean? But I totally believe someone if they say they've seen something, I believe them. Um, Now I see this quite often, but I just attribute it to the way my house is set up. But quite often when I'm coming down my stairs, it only ever happens when no one's in the house. Well, saying that, it happened the other day when I was actually talking to someone though, so that's a lie. But most of the time, it only happens when I'm on my own and the house is empty or everyone's asleep. So certain bits of my house, it will look like there's someone sat in a room. Like when I come down my stairs and go up the stairs, it will look like someone sat on the sofa. And when I look, there's no one there. And then sometimes at the corner of my eye, I'll think I'll see a shadow walking towards me if I'm still in my kitchen. Now, one night it did it so bad that I actually swear to God I saw. I say swear to God, I don't believe in God either. But I swear that I think I imagined a shadow run out of my front room and run at me. And as it ran at me, it disappeared. But I've always just, I just always thought that's just, I was imagining it, or I did see it, there was something there that I thought was a shadow, but it wasn't a shadow really. Do you know what I mean? But that actually scared me enough to make me go, oh, fucking hell, like that. It actually looked like someone was actually running straight at me. Yeah, so that was quite scary. But, it's only scary for the 2 seconds it happened. Then I just said to myself, well, that's fucking weird, that was my brain playing tricks on me. Maybe there was just a weird lighting or something. Do you know what I mean? But to me, just for that second, it looked like someone was running at me. And then the only other ones was thing about the smoke alarm. But I'll tell you about that one later. I'll try and catch up with the comments. Then said Bet Zombert's got a few horror stories now. Yeah, definitely. Imagine what he tells his what he tells his mates at night. Vicky, you right, mate? Oh man, hang on. Yeah, if I've missed anyone, don't worry about it. Just try to catch up. Hi, man. Smart. Mike, have you ever had a heavy breathing sound behind you when you're trying to sleep? No, I don't think so. Not that I've ever. No, not that I can think of. Jumbo Cell Boo, you right, mate? Yeah, boy said my scary story is about how I was watching one of your streams and I lost connection. That sounds scary to me. Like Bristol said, I've seen a ghost eating toast halfway up a lamppost. I must have been on something. Yeah, definitely. Kyle said, "What's the deal with the offensive weapon stuff?" I'll do a video about that tomorrow, mate. It looks like it's gone through pretty much, so yeah, and whatever they're doing with the knife delivery stuff. So you still be able to get stuff delivered, but you'd have to prove your age somehow. Weapons I said, ever get that weird thing where you are drifting to sleep and feel like your bed has moved really fast? Oh, I have had that, yeah, actually, yeah. And that is when you have that. I can tell you another scary thing that turned out wasn't scary in the end, but it fucking freaked the shit out of me at the time. Right, yeah, the leg pulling thing. Yeah, that is scary when that happens. And I've had that badly enough that it literally felt like someone grabbed my leg and pulled it like that. Horrible that is. But that's just a weird I can't remember what you call it, but like a reaction thing in it, like a I can't think you call it. I have had that, and that's quite horrible when you have that. What's the other one I was going to say? Oh, one of the scariest things that ever happened to me. One night, I was in my bed, and I woke up, and my fucking bed was shaking, literally like someone was grabbing the back of it and going like that, shaking it. So I woke up with my bed shaking, and I just laid there thinking, what the fuck is going on? Because you don't know what to do. Your actual bed is shaking. I was thinking, what the fuck? Just waiting for it to stop. Took about 30 seconds for it to stop. Sort of sat up, couldn't work out what the fuck was going on. Really sort of freaked me out. thinking, what if, because the only thing you can think of logically, or or not logically, but you think about the things that go through your head. I think, well, it can't be a ghost. I don't believe in ghosts. It couldn't have been a ghost. So try to get back to sleep, can't get back to sleep and all that. Went to work, and then I don't know if it was before I went to work anyway, but there'd been an earthquake in England, and that had been enough to make my bed shake. Yeah, because you would never think an earthquake, would you? Little mild earthquake. It was like, I don't know if you remember it. It must have been in late 90s, early 2000s. Then when we went to the job we was going to, some of the windows was broken in half. It was a very little mild thing. Yeah, reflex. That's it, Liam. I couldn't think of the word. Reflex. That's it. I think that's it anyway. Ross Laskin said, I woke up to something leaned up against me once. Turns out it was just my dog. Yeah. Yeah, that really scared the shit out of me at the time. Because, not for a fucking single second did I think that was an earthquake. Little minor earthquake. I think he is getting closer, Pete, is he? Tell me if he creeps up behind me. And not least, have you ever thought that by giving Zombie a name and people talking to it like a person, it might have started to get kind of alive? Might have, you never know, do you? Might come alive at night. He ain't going to go very far, though, at the minute, because he ain't got no legs at the minute. That's quite cruel, isn't it, if he does come alive and I took his legs away from him. Richard said, was it Freddy Krueger shaking your bed? Fucking glad it wasn't. That's one thing I used to have as nightmares, though. Freddy Krueger nightmares. Watching Freddy Krueger when you're too young. I would not recommend letting fucking 12-year-olds or younger watch fucking Freddy Krueger. I don't know how old I was, but it was definitely under that age. And then I used to be too scared that Freddy Krueger was going to cut my fucking legs if I got out of bed. So you'd end up having to jump out of bed so that his arm wouldn't be able to reach you. It's weird the things you can be scared of as a kid. Fears as a child are really bizarre because I remember watching Jaws when I was a little kid, and then I was too scared to go to the toilet in case Jaws somehow came up through the water. Now, in my head, I never imagined that Jaws, a giant shark, would be able to get through a hole that big. But it scared me, and I was too scared to. I'd piss as quick as I could. This is only like the night it happened. You know what I mean? A couple of days later, I was fine. But for that night, I was like pissing as quick as I could to get away from that water. Quite bizarre, isn't it? Like I said, reflex by Duran Duran. I think that's it. That's it. My man's Mark said, I've been poked in the ribs while trying to sleep before. No one was in the room. I just shouted, fuck off, and it went. Yeah, that is weird. That's bizarre, isn't it? That kind of stuff. But I have heard a thing that they say that if you ever do think they're people who believe in ghosts and think they've seen one, you can just tell them to go away, and and they will, supposedly, Pete said I had the same. I was in a bunk bed at the time. Bed was shaking like a leaf. Yeah, well, the bed I had was a bunk bed, but I was on the bottom bunk. Yeah, and it scared the fucking crap out of me because you can't think for a single second why is your bed shaking, can you? The power of fuck off compels you. Adam said, happened to me in a caravan once. I'd say. Murray, you're right, mate. He said, you'll need to do one of these for Halloween. I think I will. I will do one. I'm as much as there are unknown forces in the world. Fact. Pocketful said, mate, what the fuck? Just turned this on about crap myself. And I was on, but Stephen joined in today. I had another weird nightmare last night. I had to do a load of washing in the washing machine, but I couldn't get the clothes clean. Well, I had a fucking weird sort of nightmare a minute ago. It's so bizarre what you can have as nightmares. So I had an hour's sleep before I come onto this stream, and I had a fucking weird sort of nightmare, and in the dream I couldn't sleep. So it was like a really frustrating dream because I was actually asleep, but in it I kept waking up. So yeah, proper fucking weird. John Britt said to me, do you remember any of your nightmares? Yeah, I remember quite a few like really vivid nightmares. Ones where I've been crushed to death. I've been crushed to death in at least 2 dreams. I've fallen off of things multiple times and hit the ground and like died. And as soon as I hit the ground and died, I sort of woke up. One where I was once, this is probably the first really horrible nightmare I had as a kid, was in He-Man. There's these horrible monster things with these spikes coming off these leather straps, and it was trying to get up our stairs. I just remembered another one now, and it was trying to get up our stairs, and me, my brother, and my mum and dad was trying to stop it coming upstairs. It was going to try and kill us. And then I sort of jumped at it, and one of the spikes went straight through my chest. And as that went through my chest, I got really bad pain and woke up. And then I had a really bad pain in my chest for the rest of the night. And then there's another one. I remember one about, I can't remember the whole the whole dream, but it was in our back garden when we had a dog, and I think some other dogs were trying to attack us, but then my dog ended up biting me, and then that was the sort of nightmare bit about it, and that hurt as well. That was another dream that hurt. Then he said he could crawl. Maybe having close to all the weapons might turn into a mistake. He might want revenge. No, I think he's a sadomasochist. Zed, he loves it. He loves all the pain I inflict on him. Oh, one day I have to do what Shed Ninja told me to do, and he told me next time have a little voice coming out of it saying, "Why did you program me for pain?" Master, why did you program me to feel? That was Shed Ninja's idea if I ever do that. Right. Pocketful said, I used to and still think about poltergeist and the clown under the bed. The other thing is a vampire scratching on the window in the film Salem's Lot. Horrific. Yeah, that's good. The way they float like that. It's bizarre, isn't it? I like that. Taylor's show said carpeted kitchen. Yeah, that is a nightmare. Definitely. Or a carpeted toilet. It depends where you live. Some people can handle it, some can't. Weapons officer. When I was really young, I used to be scared of. I just got lighter again. See that? I used to be scared of shower cubicles. Often, imagine the door getting stuck and somehow drowning in one. Yeah, I can understand that. BFX said he shit himself if Zombie moved. Struggling to read today. What's your comment, Peach? 0121 do one. Kyle said you should check out some of the paranormal activities on YouTube. Some pretty creepy, and if fakes really done well, or even just reading the stories. Yeah, I like them kind of stuff. You know, it's interesting. As I said, if someone says they've seen it, I don't disbelieve them. Me personally, I just don't think it's what they think it is. The British Bulldog. Yes, I watched your Woodlouse video. Oh, you had to private. I had to private the Woodlouse video. Why did you have to make it private, mate? That's a shame. That was a good video. That was. Such a meta nightmare. Then he said, "If I was a member of your family, I'd have crept into your room and tied some fishing line to Zombot. Then once you start to stream, I'll pull the line to make Zombot move." I'll tell you what. I had to bring him in when no one was at work deliberately, so no one knows he's in here. My man Spark said, even if you do not have a spiritual or religious beliefs, I promise you, if you believe in e.g. God, you can get protection from evil spirits. Gabriel's Vintage Goods. You right, mate? He said, have you ever had one of those dreams where it's super realistic to the point where you think you're awake and then something scary, crazy happens out of nowhere and you wake up? Yeah, I have had ones like that. I've also had really mundane dreams, though, that I thought was real till I woke up. Just going about my daily fucking life, and then I've realised it's a fucking dream when I woke up. But it's one of those, it affects you and you feel like it was so real that, you know what I mean? When I said, now I'm thinking Zombot, giant hardle while you hit him. Very disturbing. And he said, right, man, will it protect you from jinn? That's an evil spirit. It removes the ability to move. Pete said he's always stiff. Yeah, I think he is, actually, isn't he? Double Salbo. Mike, have you seen Dragged Across Concrete yet? Mel Gibson in it, well as most of the actors from Brawl in Cell Block 99. No, I've not actually heard of that one. I'll have to check that out then, Riggs. Yeah, that's the first time I've heard of that. Sounds quite good though. Quite an interesting name. I'm getting way behind on the comments today. I've got 45-second fucking slow mode on as well. As I said, weirdly, I have a lot of nightmares surrounding drowning, but I can swim fine and never worry about drowning consciously. I've never had a dream about drowning, but it's because I assume it's because I've never really done a lot of swimming because I can't swim. So I've never experienced any really underwater kind of stuff. But then saying that, I've had dreams where I can fly, and I've never fucking flown. So that, you know what I mean? Mark said to Liam, Zombie with a Woody. He is a fucking Woody. Timbo said, walking home drunk late last night. Having watched a vampire film at a friend's, I stumbled past a streetlight which went out. So did the next one. I ran the rest of the way. That would be fucking freaky and really fucking weird to happen, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be so bizarre. SOS Power, you know what, Sam? He said something that's quite creepy is my granddad worked for the RSRE, top secret access, was at Roswell in 1947, and he told me aliens aren't the issue with interdimensional beings. Now, I saw you mention that on Liam's video. That'd be an interesting video on its own, mate. If you was ever up for that, I know it probably wouldn't go on your channel, would it? But yeah, that's very interesting. Peace out. It was 0121 do one. Iron Man said, turn the light on, Mike. It's bad for your eyes. Computer monitor in the dark. I'm all right. I'm all right. Won't be scary then, though, will it? Won't be as interesting. I don't mind having bad eyes for a day. Retro Brit said that is true. Mike said, Sam, are you into Roswell? My man's laughing at Z not Z. Got caught up back to there. Poetful said, can we get a close up of his head? Has it got a beak? I won't be able to move the camera over there. You can see videos on, but no, he's got two horns, some goggles on, quite a big nose, but that black bit you can see, he's also got a beard. So the bit that sort of looks like a beak is probably a beard. If I could find another torch, I could shine it in his face. And that's going to be fucking ages till I can see whether you fucking see that or not. Oh, that's too fucking bright. Hang on. Right, that'd do. Yeah, he ain't got a bit there. British Bulldog, some bellend asked me, ma'am, to make me take it down. Ah, that's a shame. Leonard said I'd be shitting it if I woke up and Zombie was saying it. Well, when I had a little sleep earlier, I had to make sure I covered him up because he has a habit of making me jump because he's got that human silhouette. If you forget he's in here, especially if you're like me, I'm a bit sort of not jumpy, but you know what I mean. As soon as I see his silhouette, it makes me go like that. If I forget for a second he's in, wherever, because he's not normally in here. Yeah, he'll definitely be getting covered up later. They're not Z said weapons and stuff. Zombies always got one. Richard Weaponsmith, I bet Zombie would be up for any kind of penetration test. Gabriel's vintage goods. In my opinion, the scariest thing in dreams is when you decide to look in the mirror in them. Crazy stuff can happen if you see your reflection. That's one thing I've never ever done in a dream. I've had lucid dreams when you can control them, but I've never ever thought of doing that. I'm answered, Mike, say thank you very much in the obvious voice. Oh, I can't do impressions. That's the one thing I can't do. If my life depended on an impression or singing, I'd definitely be dead. That's probably my biggest weak points. Good job you don't have to use them much for survival. Weapons I've said, ever heard about the creeping challenges like the Midnight Man or the Doll Ritual? Not really, but still creepy. I've done that weird like Bloody Mary stuff in a mirror before at exactly 12 o'clock at night, saying it 12 times or whatever. And then the one I'd heard is you say the name 12 times or whatever the name is 12 times at 12 o'clock, and then whatever part of your body you move, you'll get a scar on it. So maybe I moved my eyebrow. Mary said, so Zombie dressed like Satan. Yeah, boy, said I had a dream where I was on a dark street, only lit by a street lamp, and there was a guy with a knife. And when I saw him, I ran, and I was shouting "fuck," but he caught me and brutally stabbed me. I had a strange dream about being on a bank once, and a sniper trying to shoot us, shoot me and the people in there. But I had that weird sort of rubbery legs thing where no matter how hard you try and run, you can't run. And I think in the end, I was actually crawling to try and get away from this sniper. SRS Power said to Marcus, Roswell was the B-2 stealth bomber. They are experimenting with Harrier tech on it. People saw a triangle of lights. When people say aliens, the CIA went along with it. Yeah, you can understand that they would do that. You know, because it's obvious what Roswell is. It's just a fucking, an army base, or whatever, where they do fucking stuff that's secret, isn't it? It don't necessarily mean it's aliens, does it? I imagine what Zombot the doll, he moved in the night. Jumbo Sabu said, I think it's a bit weird having a mannequin in your man cave. He's on. Yes, it says you. He's got about 5 of them. I nearly fell for that then for a second. If I told him what yours was dressed up like, Jumbo Sabu, they'd have a right old wonder. British Bulldog, Mam says when the 6-week holidays are on, if I clean the kitchen, well, you can have it back on. Yeah, as long as yours ain't lit up like that. He said, I once thought I saw a disembodied head floating down the street, but when I looked closer, I saw it was no body. That's a good one, Zed. I actually caught up with the chat there. I think I ever fucking would today. Get your merchandise. Get liking the stream. But yeah, my problem is I don't have a lot of spooky stories. I've done some weird stuff. I've slept behind a gravestone multiple times, never on the grave. But when I used to get drunk, sometimes I didn't, because to get to my road, you have to walk up a big hill. Fucking knackering big hill. So if I was drunk, I would sometimes sleep behind the gravestone at the bottom of the hill that was about 2 or 3 meters from the road. But it was perfect because you could sort of sleep behind there and no one would know. And then later, once I'd sobered up a bit, walk home. I said my first nightmare was when I was in my bedroom and a deformed head came up from the floor and threatened to kill me. Yeah, that's weird. Peter, I never said, Callum, thank you for the very nice gifts you sent me. I shall show them tomorrow. I would have shown them tonight, but I can't really show it on here. It's too dark. Yeah, my very first night that I remember was that He-Man one. Pocketful said, I dressed a dummy in Julia's skin. Just saying. That's a joke, I'm not pervert. No, if I could, I definitely would. I don't know, though. He has to look like that to make it look acceptable shooting him, you see. It looks too human. Too fucking risky, I think, in this country. Get me some of Julia's skin and I'll whack it on there. SOS Power, the scary thing is my granddad was a top secret radar guy. And he said there were beings all around us in other dimensions. MI5 tapped his phone until the day died. No joke. No, bloody hell. Yeah, that is interesting. I don't know even where to start with that, but yeah. You know, I can believe things a bit more like, I can believe in sort of, it's just the ghost thing. What a ghost is described as, that doesn't ring any truth to me. But interdimensional things or something like that, or trapped energies, you know, that kind of thing's a bit more believable if you put a bit of science into it. The spirits of dead people, to me, you know, Patriot Brit said, yeah, you've caught up, but I haven't anymore. I said, of course, my first nightmare had to be set in real life. Then Z said, part one, the thing with the Roswell thing is, if we accept that it was an aluminium weather balloon, to believe this, we have to accept that the squadron leader, an intelligence officer of the world's only at the time nuclear bomber squadron, didn't recognize aluminium when they saw it, despite the aircraft being made of stuff. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know enough about it, Zed, but yeah, that's a good point. Or was they just lying? Here's what I mean. I don't know enough about it to know what was said. Double Turbo said, last time I had the police round, it made a copper jump. Seeing my first mannequin. I bet it would. It does that fucker does me when I see him. Because, you know, especially if you don't know they're in there. I know he's in it. And so I lost my virginity in the graveyard. Nice one. I bet quite a few people have, haven't there? I love the community of this stream. Too many people was on it, it'd be crap. Oh yeah, I can agree with you there. Oh man, it'd be nice, but also then a hindrance, wouldn't it? Murray said I've got an astronaut suit on a mannequin in the shed, and that creeps folk out. Yeah, I had to bring him in when no one was looking. Although my niece did see me with it, but I just acted like I wasn't doing anything, so she gave me a strange look. She's only 3. She saw me carrying it, but I just acted like I wasn't doing anything unusual. So she sort of looked, gave me a strange look, and then just carried on. Yeah, boy said, I remember a nightmare when I was a kid where there was a big monster who you knew was coming when the trees in the woods were moving. If he saw you, and he'd rip the roof off the house. But there's some weird stuff. Like I remember because I was an alcoholic. My memory for things is quite bad. But me and Malcolm used to do some strange. We got this book of spells once, if I remember. We used to read the fucking spells and that. You know, it was only about fucking 10 or something. I'm sure every night we used to do weird shit like that. I don't know what we was doing. Because I also remember a thing where me and Malcolm swore blind that we could make ourselves float in our bed. I'm not saying that's true, but we could lay in our beds, both of us, and we would feel like we were floating. We probably never left the bed at all. But weird thing is, now I'm an adult, I can't do it. I can't even make it feel like I'm doing it. Yeah, that's getting really weird personal. Shit. All right. British Bulldog said, are you watching that Chernobyl program? It's on Sky. Yeah, I haven't started it yet, but will do. Brit, yeah, you put your other story on, mate. Weapons I said, I always found the idea of synthetic people quite creepy. Humans with wires coming out of their metal parts. Yeah, I would love to live long enough to see that kind of stuff, actually, though. I'd fucking love that. I'd absolutely love all that. Oh, Z part 3 to his couldn't read English either. Plus, they didn't know what monkeys look like either. Yeah, exactly. I'm about to check out the particle beam accelerator. Crazy. Yeah, I know a little bit about that. Yeah, that's interesting. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, boy said, and you would have to hide under the bed or he'll kill you. By the way, he was a monster from Resident Evil 4, the big grey giant. I don't know why I was scared of him. No, I can understand why you would be. SOS Power said, this is where history of psychedelics comes from. Portland down in the UK experimented with them extensively. The idea was people could contact other dimensions, hence the use of ayahuasca in SA. Yeah, I love all that kind of stuff. That's really that's proper weird and bizarre kind of stuff. Murray said Mike's dragging in a half-severed man in for the night. Yeah, and no one batted an eyelid either, Murray. Retro Brit said, I think I was suffering from sleep paralysis. I was in semi-paralysis. I felt a weight on my chest and a growing amount of fear. I only snapped out of it when the cat attacked my foot and woke me up. Yeah, I've never had that. Number two, boosted when I had my coffin delivered, which I made into a DVD shelf and holds on my guns. The neighbours didn't half give me funny looks as we were bringing it into the house. Yeah, that's funny. Fucking like a funny, bizarre thing to have. I like that. As for us, Browse, I think our government are in contact with what was once described as hell or demons. Yeah, that's fucking yeah. You have to send me some links to that. That's really interesting. But you know, I'm not a big thinker on that kind of stuff. But I could probably take on other dimensions and that kind of stuff than ghosts and heaven, if that makes sense. Um, if there's a bit of science to it, you know, I can sort of believe it a bit more. But I suppose there are things that do say, you know, the concept of heaven and could give you a scientific sort of reason for it. But you know what I mean? Tim, you're right, mate. Zed said that's right. You mean the producers of reality TV, I see. Pete said, I can float in my bed, and this is how you do it. Lay on your front and look at porn on your phone. Fuck's sake. Yeah, you're still touching the mattress from one point. Yeah, as Tim says, cock push-ups. All you need is one. Fuck's sake. I like that one, Pete. That was good. Oh, it's light as a feather, stiff as a board. Yeah, boy, I said, I know this is off topic, but could you do a new bug out bag video? Yeah, I'll do one of those soon. I've got to do a new one soon, mate. Yeah, just wait until I get some stuff. Iron Man Spartan said, would you invite a vampire into your home if she was super hot and wanted to turn you? In a fucking second, mate. Yeah, I'll drag her in. Yeah, imagine being able to live for potentially forever. I'd love that. I don't care if it means you got to stay in the day, go out at night. That's what I do anyway, or used to. Yeah, the concept of being a vampire, really, yeah, I think that'd be brilliant. You know, it would be a hindrance, obviously, but with the downsides comes a lot of benefits. I think. I don't believe in vampires, but if ever there was a thing you could get turned into, vampires always. I thought, yeah, that's a good one. That. They're not easy. Has anyone ever wondered if this planet is another planet's hell? Could be. That's never crossed my mind. That one. Another childhood phobia I had was going to the barber, getting my ears sliced off with scissors. Yeah, never had that one. SRS said, ghosts and heaven are psychology, abstract descriptions. I pray to my granddad when times are tough, and he always answers. That doesn't mean he listens, but I believe. That's all that matters. Yeah, that's a good point there. Yeah. So I don't think there's, as I said, I don't believe in heaven and God and all that. But, you know, if someone wants to pray to something, that's up to them. If it makes someone feel better, as long as it doesn't overpower everything. Because I've seen like a classic picture of it's the trenches, and there's a bloke making off to his escape to save his life because he's relying on himself. And there's two blokes. I'm not saying I agree with this. And there's two blokes in the bottom of the trench with a bomb just about to hit them, praying to God, saying, "Please, God, save us," because they're relying too much on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, as you said, you know, it's you in it, sort of thing. You know what I mean? I said bloody Van Gogh. Then he said, if you were a vampire, would you have used tampons as tea bags? I don't know. Oh, fuck's sake. I never thought of that one. Maybe you would. Iron Man Spartan said, this is not hell or heaven, it's purgatory. I have been known to have a little bit of a pray, but never for myself. If someone was really ill, I had a little pray sometimes, or a little, not a pray, but I thought to myself, oh, I hope to God they're all right. Thinking that, although I don't believe in it, maybe they do, and if it is real, that would help them. I wouldn't ever bother for myself because I don't believe it. And I know that may sound really odd, but Murray said the chat is horny. And so sometimes the comfort of thinking someone is listening gives you the confidence to act. It becomes self-fulfilling. Yeah, that's it. That is it. That's the perfect way to put it, sir. Peter, as a vampire, When she's on, it's on. I'm about to say God is real. You know, but as I said, I would never deter anyone from anything. You know, all have our own beliefs, and yeah. As with anything, as long as someone's not shoving it down your throat and try to force it on you. SRS said, "But I'm an atheist in literal definition." Yeah, atheist. Put it right there. Yeah, that's pretty much what I am. I think I don't know. What's the other one? The other similar thing to atheist, but not atheist. As I said, I don't. It don't bother me. I don't judge people or anything like that. Pocketful said, "Nice one, Ari. Your thoughts on others in need, mate. Respect to that." Yeah, cheers, Pocketful. Agnostic, is that it? Yeah. I don't know if I am agnostic, but I've often thought if I was one or the other, it'd be them too, I think. What's agnostic specifically? Where am I? When I said some of the psychological experiments done on people are really creepy. Yeah, creepy and fucking fascinating, isn't it? And he said to Iron Man, if God is real, then he's an alien. Well, he doesn't come from here, does he? Yeah. See, I was thinking about that before I came on here. So I don't believe in God, but that doesn't necessarily mean I don't believe something created the universe, potentially. Again, I've not really thought about it too much. But I believe something could have created the universe, but not the traditional being that is God. Number Sabo said that scene in Salem's Lot where the little shit floats up to the window scratching scared the crap out of me when I was a kid. Someone else said that earlier. I love the way you described that. Iron Man Spartan said everyone has his or her free will. SRS said agnostic without knowledge. We're all agnostic. Pete said I think I have cream for that. Patriotic Brit said there was a Japanese thing in World War II that was horrid. Leonard said thy will is thy law. Alistair Crowley. Iron Man Spartan said just be moral. Yeah, I think everyone should have morals. That's definitely a thing. Yeah, definitely. Got the more deeply you think about it, though, the more I could fucking tell you some weird, fucked up sort of ways to think. Not, I don't think this way, but when you start to think about it, if you start to think there is no God, there is no heaven, nothing you do means anything because when you die, you're just dead. And then that means that the only person that ever counts is you because you're only ever alive in your head. Literally nothing else counts. So why not do whatever you want? I'm not saying I think like that, but if you think of how, there's some fucked up ways you could think. You know what I mean? That's probably how, some psychotic people think. Laughing because I said that out loud. I don't think like that, but I've often thought about life and death. Not often, occasionally thought about life and death and the meaning of life. And if you come to the fact that there is no meaning to life, then but yeah, I don't think like that anyway. I've got plenty of fucking morals and empathy. Weapons, I've said Unit 731. Not really a psychological experiment though, but very fucked up. I'm thinking of things like the Stanford prison experiment. Yeah, MK Ultra, I've still not looked up enough about that, but the Stanford prison experiment I know about. Pocketful, here's one for you, Mike. If you were a star in a horror film, which would you go for and why? Off the top of my head, I'm not saying I am a nihilist, by the way, SRS Power. Just thinking about that kind of if people thought like that, it's so fucked up. Yeah, no, I'm not like that in the slightest. But yeah, imagine if you thought like that. Not it's dangerous, really. Possibly Ash versus the Evil Dead. Ash Williams, from the Evil Dead things. Possibly Pocketful off the top of my head. I'm not sure. You don't get many women though, does he? I'm trying to think of a horror movie where the hero always lives but always gets the girl. Can't think. Iron Man said Crowley is a coward and a demon. I don't know. I don't actually know who Aleister Crowley is. I recognise the name though. SRS said, "Have you ever looked into quantum mechanics? Atoms, you exist in a state of quantum, probably until they're observed. So we are in a bubble of reality. We are made of atoms. So what observes?" Yeah, I've watched quite a lot of BBC Four stuff on that kind of stuff. Not that I could reel it back to you, but yes, I have actually seen things on that. Yeah, there's some really good fucking things on BBC Four about that kind of stuff, isn't there, Sam? Then not he said I bought a vampire motorcycle that had that's turned in it. Oh, fuck's sake. I was laughing at that because there's actually films that are like that, aren't there? With titles like that, not the turd bit there. Timbo said, I like the pagan mantra. If it harms no one, so be it. That's it. Murray said Mike would be a great Leatherface. Pete said Nutters. Iron Man said everything you do is recorded, just like CCTV, but much more advanced. SRS said, yeah, no meaning, nihilism. Yeah. Pete said Arse versus Evil Dead. That's one of them pornos. Richard said, Mike, do you think for life to exist in the universe, a planet has to be really similar to Earth with the same temperature and atmosphere? Yeah, well, I suppose technically, yeah, and that's what they say. But because of the amount of stars and planets and that, there has to be multiple things with living organisms on it. There fucking has to be, because if someone go and have a look how many individual planets there are in the universe, and it'd be literally billions and billions and billions, wouldn't it? Billions of billions of billions. It has to be, and it only has to be what they call it. Don't they call it the Goldilocks zone? Because where it's not too hot and not too cold. But the planet only has to be in what they call the Goldilocks zone of a star or sun. But that doesn't necessarily mean if you go down to, this is going right off topic again, if you go down to like bottom of the sea, they found prawns and that they thought wouldn't ever be able to live because it's too hot and there's no sun, and they was living off something else that things don't normally live off. So that doesn't necessarily mean that in space there would be a hot planet that doesn't have something living on it, would there? That can breathe something completely different we can't. Yeah, that's it, isn't it, Rich? Then I said, my brother-in-law is a pediatric surgeon and he says there is no God. He wouldn't make some children suffer like they do. That's it, isn't it, Leonard? Ian said there is no spoon. I said I'm a Christian and we never push our beliefs on people. But I'm talking if asked. Yeah, that's fair enough, fine, man. You know, as I said, I know I've got no problem with anyone believing anything. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Paul said Peach. What was that, Poltergeist? Zed said I was talking about. Oh, you was talking about a film. That brick shot, mate. Jumper Sale Boo said Mike on the low budget. He's more of a. So yeah, I have got a bit of fucking chamois leather face. I've got a bit of that go over my head. Patriot Brit said to me, don't forget to like the stream or the gas mask children from Dot Do will get you. Has to be in a Russian accent. I can't do accents, mate, sadly. SRS said the answer is we make reality. What you see tomorrow is different to what I will see. We're surfing a web of reality. You have to take responsibility to be a good person. Yeah, that's good. That's a good way of putting it. I like that. Stuff said, what would be the scariest horror universe to be trapped in? I think with evil ghosts. It's definitely something you can't see, something that can hurt you, but you can't see and touch it. How the fuck are you supposed to fight something that you can't see or can't touch? Yeah, at least with anything else, if you can see it, if it bleeds, we can kill it. Yeah. But if you can't see it, you can't feel it, ain't going to hurt it. So yeah, anything invisible that can hurt you, basically. Patriot Brit said the War of the Worlds was quite bad. Pocketful said something like a Hellraiser universe, pain or pleasure. Yeah, with a magical dagger. Pete said. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Hellraiser universe would be terrible, wouldn't it, to live in? But would it? Because they give you a bit of pleasure, don't they? Don't they derive pleasure from the pain? Folks also Predator quote might be nice. I'll have a bit of Predator. That'll come up on the film club eventually, I reckon. Blackbrick said, yeah, Liam, or something with evil ghosts that look like normal people. Pocketfuls. I read that. Leonard said, I bet Matt could make a Ghostbuster style trap. Yeah, I bet he could. Episode Boo said, try being married for 20 years. That's worse than any horror movie you could think of. Fuck's sake. Don't forget, get your merchandise in, creepy merchandise. Actually, do like the stream though for me because it's more likely to get shared about then. I noticed on my stats, anyone, I won't go on about this too much because I'm enjoying the actual staying on topic. Has anyone looked at their stats recently and noticed a day about a week ago that's got literally no views? I don't know what's happened on my channel, but there's a day the other week where I literally had no views at all. It goes along that and it dips right down to nothing. Patriotic Brit said, "What about an alien universe stuck on a ship with an alien?" I don't know. That don't sound too bad to me. All depends what they're doing to you, don't it? Pocketfuls are just giving you the phone. The real cult, you right, mate? He said, "Oh, that is just a thing. That's everyone, then, is it, Liam? Cheers, mate. I just wondered because I don't think I'd uploaded a video that day, so I wondered what had gone on. The real cult. I'll tell you a horrid story. It's a story of our true reality. Eric Dubé's book, Atlantean Conspiracy, outlines elitist power structures and all their tyrannical doctrines." That went straight over my head there. Real cult, sorry. Tim said they found microbes living on the outside of space station, so our atmosphere isn't necessarily for life to exist. Not necessarily intelligent, but life finds a way. Yeah, inelegant. Yeah, is that inelegant? Oh, I know it says inelegant. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, that's it, Tim. Isn't it? It's, the size of the universe is so fucking massive and constantly get bigger. There's got to be stuff out there. And keeping it on topic, and some of it has to be evil. And I'll tell you, it's going way off topic, but if you see, because people's imaginations about aliens and that, you've only got to look at things on our planet that already exist that are so fucking bizarre. You know, we've got animals that can change color. We've got animals that can electrocute you if you touch them. Things that can make themselves into any shapes. You know, if there's stuff like that here, imagine what could be out there. I suppose that is on topic for scary. But you imagine what there could be out there. You know, some kind of shape-shifting aliens that could throw electricity at you because, you know, they already fucking exist on Earth, don't they? Richard said, life is a balance of logic and emotions, in my opinion. It's not good to make choices based only on emotions. If you only make choices using only logic, I'd personally never wake up again. Yeah, I could get you there, Rich, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, that stuff I was saying, that was just something I'd thought about if people was like that, how fucked up it would be. Real cults said, mate, I pray for you. No, you're a genuine bloke. I'll tell you straight from myself, the world's flat and aliens are simply demonic entities which went against God in the first days. It definitely sounds interesting, mate. If it's ever in a documentary, send me it and I'll watch it. Patriotic Brit said, we all talk about space, but what about the sea? We haven't explored half the bottom. That's it, isn't it, Patriotic Brit? That's what I mean. You look at the really fucking fascinating, interesting things that there are in the sea, there could be just as much weird stuff up in space somewhere, couldn't there? There's proper bizarre, you know, glowing things that glow, fish that glow and have little, you know, anglerfish with a little fucking light to, you know. Weapons officer, do you have any phobias or things that creep you out for weird reasons? I don't know. Not anything you could say that was unusual or interesting. Let me think. If I can think of something, I'll let you know. My phobias and anxieties are more sort of traditional. uh, yeah. General Z said, I often wondered what they get up to in Porton Down. Maybe they are trying to make a human-ape hybrid for use in war. I can think of. I can think of. So can they. What do they do in Porton Down then, Zed? I never know with you if you're going for a joke there. Like an inbreeding thing or something. Or is Porton Down just a place and that was a joke? Number Bush, abandoned planes scare me. Been watching exploring vids as they walk up to the plane, especially from the front, really makes me feel uneasy watching it. Oh, that's weird, isn't it? Yeah. But it is interesting. The things that do sort of creep you out and scare you. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but yeah. Tim said, imagine funky hybrid beasts that could be created. Regeneration like an octopus, electric, color changing, night vision. Yeah, that's proper fucking fascinating if you could harness that kind of stuff. Yeah. Pocketful said, "Can you invite you can invite three horror dinner guests for an evening. Who would you dine with?" Right, yeah. So Julia from Hellraiser. The ginger bird from Return of the Living Dead who strips off on the graves. Before she turned into a zombie. And who else? Yeah, the ginger punk bird. Yeah, Julia, the ginger punk bird from Return of the Living Dead. If you've never seen her, look her up. Who else? Can't think of another one. I'll think in a minute. I'd had one. I'd thought of three straight away, and then they went. Silent plague doctors and anxiety is a pain in the ass. It certainly is, isn't it, mate? Richard said, a bit like monsters from Street Shark. Yeah, that kind of thing. He says chemical and biological warfare experience mainly. Ah, nice. The real cult said the scriptures are genuine. Holy shit! Can anyone in chat contest that water isn't flat? It's always flat. Check out the deception on Eris Dubray's channel. I promise it's all true. Looking forward to laughing at Julia. Yeah, before she takes her skin off there, preferably. Picture I can make a good predator sound. That can be creepy. Z said, water is indeed flat unless it has waves in it. Number Sabu said, the ginger punk bird. You'll be eating kebabs for tea then. Oh, who's the other one? I thought of a third one straight away. Horror films. Well, I think. Don't know. I can't think of a third one. I have to get my. Let me look up at my DVDs quickly. See if I can spot one. Oh, I cannot think of a third one. Blackbrick said, anyone have true scary stories that happened to them? He said, I've not really got much I can say. I've never had, I've had weird fucked up things happen, but they was all like, they weren't supernatural. He said, Tim, so that's where Tesco's get their workers from. Right. Oh, Tim was saying to Zed, humans have already been tried. Pipe Russians, I think. Sabu said, the woman from the snake. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, fucking Salma Hayek. Yeah, any day. Jumbo Sabu. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they are then. Yeah, it's the woman with the snakes from Dust Till Dawn. And she's a vampire. Makes it even better because she can turn you into one. Although their arms fall off quite easily, don't they? Weapons, I said, scariest real life serial killer. Serial killers, I could go on about them for a while. The more the fucked up, the better, though. I don't know. But I suppose the scariest real life serial killer would be the one that kills people like you. You never have to be worried about ones that just kill women, or if you're a bloke, or ones that only kill certain ethnic groups. You wouldn't have to, unless you're not that group. You know what I mean? I'll tell you one of the most interesting ones. I don't know if he's a serial killer. I suppose he is now. Robert Maudsley, the real Hannibal Lecter. I think he killed 2 people or something and went to prison, and then killed another 2 people while in prison. But he supposedly killed them, possibly strangled them in his cell, and then broke one of their heads open, and then ate some of their brain with a spoon. And then I think it's the same bloke. Then when the roll call came to see, to get everyone back in the cells, he walked past the old screws and went, "There'll be 2 off the list today." And then went to his cell, and then they found 2 dead people under his fucking bunk, and he's been in solitary confinement since then, and that's been over 30 years now, I think. Pocketful said, "I love the fact that you've taken this question so seriously. I'm working on it for you. I'll pull a few strings so you can get it." The Real Cult says Samuel Burley Rowbotham, 1838, Bedford level experiment scientifically proves water is flat over 6 miles, no curvature. So what he ever recorded, and explain how lighthouses only work 80 miles plus. I don't know, mate. But at least you're on topic tonight, so that's good. Not saying you're not normally, but if you want to bring that kind of stuff, perfect. Bring that stuff up, perfect thing. Frost Laskin said, "I was working for an old company, in changing rooms by myself for an empty room. I heard someone say, 'I'm sorry.' Freaked me the fuck out." I must admit, I have noticed as soon as you're in a house, like I'm always creeped out if I'm in an empty house, always. But I don't attribute that to ghosts or anything. I just think as soon as you're on your own in a house, it seems creepy to me. But you've made me think of one other sort of scare. It was only scary to me. I don't know if it'd be scary to say it out loud. But now, see, this is little kids being fuckers, basically. But someone once told me that up these stairs in our school to this room where no one was allowed, it was haunted. As soon as that was told to me as a kid, this was middle school, so I was under the age of 12. I was always scared of that room up in them fucking stairs. And the one time I did go up there, I was up there and I heard a weird noise, nearly fucking shit myself, and ran that back down the stairs. But that's because that seed had been planted in my head, or maybe it hadn't. But that's how I see it. Then he said that bit, yeah. Check out WC's Halloween video from last year. What did he say? What was he asking? Anyone see true scary stories that happened to them? Oh yeah. Go and have a look in the comments to that. Yeah. Actually, Latbricks. Yeah, if you look at that, there should be some. Because the only thing is, a lot you lot wouldn't be able to fit the comments on here, would you? Or was that a said joke and it went over my head again? Right, Murray said someone was whistling at me in an abandoned building one time and no one was around. That's good, the telly being on. That keeps lighting the room up, don't it, randomly? Made me think, what was that for a second then? Yeah, proper creepy. British Bulldog said, bollocks, my phone's just packed in. The Real Cult said, love the Hannibal films with Hopkins, got the Science of Love. Yeah, they're all good. I quite like the Manhunter as well, which is a Hannibal Lecter film as well, based on Red Dragon. It's probably better than all of them, but yeah, they're all good. I do like the Hannibal Lecter films. Yeah. Murray said Ted Bundy. Murray said we got a flat earther here. Weapons and stuff said the ones that freak me out are the ones that are like serial killer families, either for robbery, cannibalism, that prey on travelers. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, actually, yeah, I can understand that. That'd be very dangerous, wouldn't they? Tawny Bean and the Bloody Benders. Yeah, I've read about one of them, but I don't know which one, or I've read about a similar thing. I think the one I read about was ones who lived in a cave. That's the ones you mentioned recently, wasn't it, Liam? I think. No beer for me tonight. Man, I got some water. No, I couldn't drink on these streams. I'd be fucking I'd just get pissed and then I wouldn't get. One day I might do a drunk one, drinking whole night, but not tonight. Murray said the Bean family lived just up the road from me. Oh, the Swanee Bean. Oh, nice. I don't always joke, No, but you joke so often now. Now I sometimes can't tell. Because you like to trick me, don't you? Weapons said, I wish there were more horror films about inanimate objects being cursed, possessed, and trying to kill people. Yeah, that is an interesting concept. I have got my phone on me, Peach. It's just there charging at the minute. But yeah, should be on. Constantine, I've got that on DVD. Oh man, that's all right, isn't it? Good knuckle duster in that. Pocketful said, I like the lead girl from Nightmare on Elm Streets. My other one would be Sonia from EastEnders. Mine's the trumpet. Would it really? Fuck's sake. But yeah, Heather Langenkamp, is that her name? Oh, I'm imagining that. The girl from Nightmare on Elm Street. A woman now, anyway. But yeah, I got my phone on me, Peach. Well, you sent me something. I've probably got it on silent. Should be charged by now. Let me move it out. Yeah, I'll show the gifts you sent me like tomorrow, Peach. Whether enough said that's the Beans in Scotland. Killed and 8 travellers. Bloody benders ran a hotel in the Old West. Would sledgehammer people at dinner table, strip them, and chuck them in a body pit. Sounds horrendous, doesn't it? The sledgehammer bit. Straight away. Oh, what I mean? Sledgehammering someone's head in. Real Cult said, hell yes, I'm a flat earther. I'm here to spread the real truth. I know a lot of worldly deception. Did people know HIV and Ebola were created by virologists in the 60s and 70s to fund AIDS scams? Did not know that, mate, but it's very scary. Irishman said, hey guys, back in my clubbing days, I woke up besides a few scary monsters. I bet you did. Iron Man said, Zombie is wanking. Not his zombie. If you see his hand moving up and down, you let me know. Yeah, that's light is emanating from his crotch area. maybe he's got a mag light for a cock, and I never told anyone. I shouldn't have said that, should I? I'm just fueling the rumours now. The real cult said, spliced from diseased monkeys from our own population to become stricken with cancers and other inflammatory diseases. Tie of our twisted, poisoned diets and habits of hardcore alcohol and tobacco. Robert thought tonight's stream is awesome. Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it, mate. Then he said, there are a lot of ghost stories in my local town. They even have a ghost walk around the haunted sites at Halloween and Midsummer's Eve. There's some places near me that do that have some really fucking interesting stuff, but I don't really want to say where they are because it gives my location away a bit. But yeah, I suppose every town does, doesn't it? But some more famous than others. Where was I? Got somebody behind now. Murray says Zombie is a deviant. He is, definitely is. The real cult said the irony in me telling worldly truths whilst everyone reminiscing ghost stories. If you knew the deception like I've researched them, you'd be scared shit. As I said, there's even been a few real life killers that kidnap and hunted people. Not enough films made about those sorts. Now, that would be really interesting. Piss off, Pete. I definitely ain't doing that. I've got to watch it first. Oh, all right, I'll let you off there. What sort of title? Just seeing you turn up your volume on your phone and play that thing I just sent you. No fucking way. I want to fucking check it first. No, I'll turn my volume down very low first, just to see. Nice. I can trust him. Yeah, Predator's watching me. He's in the background. Although I do trust you, Pete, after some of the deviant discussions we have on fucking Twitch, I did find me a check first. Frost had just heard some people start screaming out of my house. Outside my house, fucking terrified me. Yeah, but I bet that would. Yeah. There was some screaming near me recently. At least 4 or 5 people had heard some woman screaming in a really, it didn't sound fake. And then, about half an hour later, there was about 5 police cars supposedly, but no one ever found out what it was, and I don't think the police ever found out what screaming was. Iron Man Spartan said, Mike, are Webley Vulcan good air rifles? I have a friend telling me. It all depends what kind of condition it is, but yeah, I would snap that up, Iron Man, if it's cheap, because you'd only probably, as long as it's in good condition, you'd probably only need to replace the at most change the seals and maybe change the spring, but you probably wouldn't even need to do that. Just the seal basically. But yeah, I would have it if it's cheap. Get it, mate. I'd say. There you go. That was Peach's Predator sound. Very good, mate. Yeah, it was. I said, most I've freaked myself out as an adult, other than anxiety bollocks, is wandering around in the dark with night vision and then spotting weird stuff. Well, I have a bit of a problem with having a very, very, very vivid imagination. And when I used to go for my late night walks at 12 o'clock at night, because I'm walking along and I'm bored, I would start imagining that I was in some kind of post-apocalyptic world and no one is alive, and then I'll start getting on to, oh, what if there was someone stood in that bush waiting? Yeah, and then imagining it and like going over the whole thing like a film in my head, and then I'll see my fucking shadow come across me, and I'll fucking make myself jump at my own shadow, being a fucking fool, and my imagination gets the best of me because I'm, yeah, fucking idiot. I have to tell my stuff to stop doing it. He said, the real cult, can I ask what difference you think it would make if the earth was flat? Would everyone still live their lives the same way anyway? Real cult said, I'll tap it found or not. I'll tap it down a notch, yeah. Tell me, don't think Madeline McCann's parents had no involvement in her disappearance. I don't know a lot about that. All I would say is, yeah, probably was, wasn't it? But, that's a bit off topic. But yeah, it seems to point their way. Even if it wasn't, it's their fault. Yeah, I think that was good, Peach. That was good. Richard said, you heard the most dangerous game audio book. I don't think I have, Rich. That was to Liam on it. Real Cop said, people wouldn't work for the rich no more, mate. Please, I beg you to just check it out. One Eric Dubay video. He's well versed and researched on history and true non-mainstream science on the map. I'll be honest with you, Real Cop. I don't actually mind you mentioning it tonight because this is a spooky stream. That is a sort of, I suppose it's something bizarre to some people. Do you know what I mean? So I don't mind you mentioning it. I wouldn't, if I didn't want to talk about it, I wouldn't read it. Anything I read, I'm prepared to let be spoken about tonight. Different, see, it's relevant to it's sort of relevant anyway. Then as he said, the real cop, tell you what, show me 4 elephants and a turtle, and I'll believe you. Show me the 4 elephants and turtle, I'll believe you. Iron Man said, Mike, you and Malk to build a bug out van vehicle. Would equal thousands of likes and subscribers. I'd like to do that. I would like to do that, Iron Man. It's just the money for it. But if it ever comes to it, yeah, if I ever get if I start getting bigger and get a bit of money and can do that, I 100% would, Iron Man. I'd like to own that kind of thing anyway. Real Cult said there's more proof of creationists and evolution. Paleontology is fraud. Fraudulent as fuck. Dinosaurs didn't even exist until 1800s. Right, weapons of some disappearances or murders are really creepy. One that seemed to have no motive, no sexual assault, no robbery. I'll tell you an interesting one, but I think it's just drunk people dying. You heard about the canal towpath serial killers that they think there's going around, pushing people into the canals at night and killing them. The only thing that I suspect about that though is it always happens. It always happens to people at night, and half of them are young blokes coming home from the pub, which I suspect it's just people falling in the canal, can't get out, drowning. Which would fucking happen, wouldn't it? But that's one people reckon. Pocket Rules said, whoever made and sent that Predator knives, I want you at my next party. Do you do special appearances? They are, Pete. You've got a job there. Got a commission. Video Bay says you try and make that Predator sound. Told you I don't do impressions or noises. Where I'm good at making things, I'm crap at doing things like that. We've all got to have our weak points. Black Brick said they also made the most dangerous game of film on like 1932. I assume the most dangerous game is people hunting people in it. Patriotic Brit says, anyone read Susan Hill books? I have a few of her books on my wish list. No, what kind of books are they then, Patriotic Brit? Video basis, how much you're going to pay? Pocket Filters has about a tenner and a Lamborghini. Real Cult said, look it up, mate. Surely you've seen They Live. Yeah. You know when Rowdy's slapping the fuck out of the bloke. Well, that's me. And all you know. Don't be judging on stuff you don't know about, I promise. Why would I waste? I'm not judging you, that's what I said. You can I wouldn't, if I didn't want to talk about it, I wouldn't even read them, mate. So don't worry about that. Video Bear said that's a deal. Iron Man's one. A medieval wooden fort would be a good zombie defense. Yeah, I think so. Right, Donna, you're in for a weird one tonight. Zombies even in the house. All right, Weapons and Stuff said you could easily make an urban legend off about accidental deaths. Yeah, the other one, see, there's the canal towpath serial killer, which I suspect is just sadly blokes falling in the canal dying. It's really fucking horrible. And then the other one was the Croydon cat killer, which then turned into the South England animal killer. But now that's turned out, see, because I just think it's people wanting it to be something almost. And the bloke was obsessed by it, that it's a serial killer going around killing cats and then chucking their asses on things. And I've even seen it round my way, actually. But now they suspect it was probably definitely a mix of people's animals get run over and then other animals dragging those, carcasses to, people's gardens and that. Because it was weird that this so-called serial killer had never, ever once been spotted in all of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times he'd killed animals. Richard, hopefully the stuff I sent you will arrive soon. Nice one, Rich. Yeah, I was looking out for it today. You got any idea when it will, just out of curiosity? Patriot Brit said, there are ghost stories she wrote. Oh, she wrote The Woman in Black. Oh, I know The Woman in Black. Yeah. Oh, nice one. I was going to say, I probably know. A lot of the times you know the stories, but not the writers. Then it was easier to weapons and stuff. It wouldn't surprise me if some of the homeless people who disappear end up in laboratories, get used for experiments, maybe even important down. I have watched I need to call you Video Base then. No, I nearly said I have watched Video Base. Yeah, Callum, I have seen Woman in Black, yeah. Iron Man. Well, saying that, I think I have. I tried to watch it and then I think the file was no good, but I'm pretty sure I did watch it. Iron Man Smart said, have you seen? Yes, I have seen The Jerk, Iron Man. That's a good film, that, isn't it? I like that. Yeah, proper fucking funny. Real Cult said, my own time here, I thought you all having knowledge of weaponry and innovation in war. I think you guys be inclined to know absolutely corporate mega business behind it all. It's all Freemasons. Mad V says, you're right, mate. Yeah, Max Mad V8, you're right, mate. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm going to go on a bit later today because I didn't come on till 11:15, so I'll stay on till at least 11:15. Popful said, Mike, any impressions that you are prepared to perform? Bear in mind tonight's theme. Your audience waits. No, I can't do it, mate. I can't. Can't even do an American accent. It sounds like I'm fucking. No, I don't know what it sounds like I'm doing. Fucking balls head, Max. This stream is on fire. Max said the jerk is brilliant. You mean I'm going to stay this colour? It's good, isn't it? Yeah, I do like the jerk. Very good. Anybody said, did you jump at the hanging part? Do you know what? I can't. The thing is, now, Peach, I can't fucking remember if I watched it or not. But what it was, I tried to watch it. The file was no good. And now I can't remember if I did watch it or I didn't. But thinking that now I can't remember how it ended, that maybe I didn't watch it. Maybe I didn't get a chance to watch it. But I cannot remember for the life of me how that ended or anything other than the part I saw. Oh, I can't. But then I have that sometimes. I have had times where I've watched a film and then can't, like the next day can't remember watching it. But I enjoyed it. But if it was a jumpy bit, it probably did. I'm very susceptible to jumping, unless I'm trying not to jump. But I like to get into films. I like to, when I watch a film, I like to really enjoy it. I have them two fucking speakers right by my ears. Sit there in the dark, really, really get into it. No distractions, no fucking food or any shit like that. You know, I really get into it. So yeah, if it was jumpy, it probably did. Real Cult said, Woman in Black is crazy. Watched it 10 times over in language class. Video based add to your list. It should be on my list. I'll have to yeah, the Daniel Radcliffe one, that's it. Tell me something that happens later on that wouldn't spoil it. I can remember the bit where he's fuck. Is there a bit with a bloke with a shotgun, or is that, see, I'm getting mixed up with that Crimson. What's the Crimson one? Crimson. What's the other one? Crimson. It's another sort of haunted house type one. Crimson Summit. Crimson Tide. Crimson Peak. No. Is there a bloke with a shotgun in The Woman in Black? They won't let him in the house or something, or you know, like the that does not ring a bell, Pete. So maybe I didn't. I might try and watch that tonight if I can get it. Then I'm contemplating. Yeah, no, I won't. I was going to say I'm contemplating streaming Fallout after this because I'm going to be up late, but I wouldn't be able to talk after 12 anyway. I've not seen the TV series on it either. The Real Cult. I love the story of Insidious. Really opened my eyes to the astral travels. Yeah, Insidious is good. Stone Tapes, no, still not WhatsApp Dead. The Burbs, that's a good one, Real Cult. Yeah, I love The Burbs. If any of you haven't seen The Burbs, I'm going to have to start. See, because The Jerk and The Burbs, they're really good films. I don't have them on DVD. I probably would have had them potentially for my film club. Because I ain't got them on DVD, I forget to look them up. Or even on file, you know what I mean? See you later, Rich. Cheers for joining in, mate. When I said we had an interesting one around here when I was younger. I won't say too much, I don't want to get doxed. Yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes we can't. You have to be a bit restricted with what you say, don't you, if you want to be careful. Spike said there are some fires that kill some kids. Oh, what, in one of them? Yeah. Did anyone know the Crimson thing I was on about? I don't know. Max, what one got censored? Chernobyl one, I don't know. It didn't come up at all. There are certain words that I've had to block, though, to stop people talking about certain things, but it wouldn't be nothing to do with Chernobyl. Matt said to the Real Cult, I was just thinking that movie before you said it. I was thinking, but where he pops up behind that guy, everyone in the cinema shit themselves. Yeah, that is scary, that bit. When I said we had loads of dead birds turning up around the village, apparently. In the end, it was supposed to be them testing a new pesticide on the farm. The whole thing was hushed up with a lot of money, apparently. Yeah, it's things like that, you know, because you automatically think, you know, what's it going to be? You know, but sometimes it's just a combination of a couple of things. You know, that Croydon cat killer thing, it was just maybe one or two of them was a person doing it, but the majority of it was foxes and cars, and then other animals dragging the carcasses into gardens. It wasn't a carcass of a cat dragged into someone's front yard to taunt them by a person. You know what I mean? Max, I have no idea why your Chernobyl comment got blocked, but feel free to put it on. You did. Your message did say, "Have you seen the new TV series?" I just thought you meant about Woman in Black. I thought maybe there was a TV series for that. The Real Cult said, "Right, Max, mate. Hey, if you're burbs, check out the modern spin-off Monster Squad animated." Oh, I've never seen that. Yeah, the Burbs is brilliant. Good sort of 80s comedy sort of horror, isn't it? Got Corey Feldman in for a bit. On my sparks, the best horror movie are The Shining and Stir of Echoes. You know what? I've never seen Stir of Echoes. I love The Shining though, and the longer the better. You can get a really long version. I think 2 hours 25 minutes, or possibly 2 hours and 45 minutes. Not 100% sure which one. The longer the better. Yeah, The Shining's a proper fucking horror classic. Book's good as well, but the book is actually more like, if you've ever seen the Shining miniseries or whatever it was, 3-part. Yeah, it was a miniseries. That's pretty much exactly the same as the book. Max said, "I asked if you'd seen the new Chernobyl TV series, but Chernobyl doesn't show up." I don't know what happened there. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to watch it soon. I've got the first episode ready. I'm still waiting for your third dinner guest. All right, let me have a quick look. It's got to be a horror woman. I had one in my head at the time. Well, that's if we don't count Salma Hayek from or does that not count because that's someone else's idea? Still can't say. I cannot think of can't think of a heroine in a horror film. I'll come back to that. The Real Cults are, mate. I'm a professional ecologist, and I know the horrors of governmental cover-ups in environmental disasters. Want a real mind bend? Look up the trips of Deepwater Horizon, Fukushima, and British DDT crisis. Monster Squad, seen that as a kid. Yeah, the Monster Squad film I have seen. Then he said the nastiest horror movies are Sound of Music and Saturday Night Fever. I still shudder when I think of those two. Video Base said Scooby Doo Ghoul School is a good one, classic. Never seen that. When I said looked like Zombert's head moved a bit, but probably a trick of the light. Yeah, could have been. Where's my torch gone? So it's fuck so dark in here. Lost my torch now. You're looking at me, you bastard. The Real Copter Armor Birder and DTT crisis fucking decimated most of our wildlife. And God help the bit of populations took sperm and hormonal levels. It's all sick, covered up depopulation tactics. My man Smart said, walk through the woods at night on a full moon. That's a really creepy but good natural feeling. Matt said, yeah, mate, Chernobyl's a good series, but it's dark. Best to eat your tea first. I'd like the HBO take on the Bhopal gas disaster done with a really serious and gritty way. Yeah, you'd like that, yeah, I'd like. Right. I've got to think of this fucking woman. Hard to think of. Maybe stealing a bit of your idea there. What's the bird from the fourth Nightmare on Elm Street films? She's in the fourth, fifth, and possibly sixth one. Can't remember her name now. Really quite good. Problem is, a lot of horror films don't actually. I've got quite a lot of horror films that don't even have any women in. You know, if you think like The Thing and that. Gunner, yeah, Shallow Grave's good. I've not seen that for years. Yeah, that is good. When I said, don't know if like is the right word, but it would be good. I know what you mean, though. Yeah, no, that would be really interesting to watch something like that. A very high budget show bringing to people's attention. Bhopal and Chernobyl are probably the world's worst industrial disasters. Matt said, don't watch the trailer, Chernobyl. It spoils a few. No, I won't. I won't. Yeah, so the woman from the fourth, if it's the fourth one, Nightmare on Elm Street, I think her name might be Amanda. Hold a fucking torch while I type now. I'll let you know in a second. If this is the one. Kirsten. And, oh, no, Alice. Is it Alice? Yeah, Alice. Alice Johnson, then. Yeah, Alice Johnson would be my third one. Alice Johnson is a fictional character and protagonist in the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. She's in Elm Street 4 and 5. And in the comics, yeah, he's quite good. Yeah, that's the only one I can think of. Yeah, Paris Hilton and House of Wax. Yeah, you've come up with some good ones there, Paul. Well, yeah, and Jessica Biel in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Definitely. Yeah. Pretty sure I only bought a House of Wax to see Paris Hilton get killed in it. And possibly other things, but the other things I thought might be in it weren't. But yeah, definitely. Point for how about the lead woman, Jessica Biel in Texas Chainsaw? Both of them you said I could go for. Iron Man Spartan said, not Iron Man, Irishman. I don't really like horror movies, but Devil's Rock is good because it's set in World War II and I like war movies. You know what? I don't think I've seen that one. I think. Real Cult said, my stories are scariest and 100% true. Do people know of the horrors of sexual occultist societies and the government? It's all true. Danville himself was thick as thieves with royal family. Video Bay said, if you were a monster in a film, what would you be? Have you ever seen the film? It's a manga. Yorot Sakadoji. One of them bastards. Look up some of the monsters for that. Yorot Sakadoji, Legend of the Overfiend. Let's see what comes up if I put that in. This will probably come up as one of the film clubs eventually, if I can get it. So if no one's ever seen your Sakadoji, Legend of the Overfiend, and Legend of the Demon Womb, fucking brilliant mangas. They're not decent to Irishmen. If you think about it, all war movies are a kind of horror movie. People being blown to pieces, ripped apart by bullets, and their guts hanging out. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's a good point. Iron Man said, would you smoke weed and watch Paranormal Activity in the dark? Probably not, Iron Man, because I fucking start freaking out nowadays, just smoking draw on its own. So, fuck no, I wouldn't be able to. No. I have to lock my fucking door and pray that no one knocks on it anyway. Now, that would do my head in, I think. I don't think I'd be able to. Real Cops said the Windsors themselves being violin bred elitist descendants from Battenberg, German descendants. Check out documentary Ninth Circle and all roads lead to Rome. Punkful said I'd be the Fly. don't know why. I get to smack Gina Davis's ass. Look up your hot psychodoji monsters, then you'll know why I picked that. Actually, it's a scary story, the wife. I had a couple say that tonight. Video both said they'd probably say no to the first and yes to the second. Man Max said probably paranormal activity was better high. Irishman said, wow, man, that's really deep. What was I saying? Come up with an idea for a found footage film. Nice. Do love a found footage film. I'm gonna do one soon. I was inspired by Black Mirror, Bandersnatch. Soon, I haven't told anyone this, I don't think. I've only told a couple of people. Soon, I'm going to do a choose your own adventure story starring me, and it will go off in all different directions, and it will involve time travel, zombies, horror stuff, drugs, anything you can think of. Well, not anything you can think of, but yeah. And at the end of each video, there'll be another path you can take. Julio, anyone think ghosts? Maybe aliens. What, ghosts are aliens? To me, yeah, I think if you put it that way, that could be more realistic than the concept of ghosts, I think. Max said, take shrooms and watch Hardcore Henry. Yeah, no, that would be good. Yeah. Pocketful said Julia's skin. Right. Where am I? Or are you saying we should come up with an idea? Are you saying you've come up with an idea for a found footage film, or we should come up with an idea for a found footage film? I don't know. The good thing with found footage, though, you can base it on sort of reality quite easily, can't you? But that thing, I will do that. I'll have a little think. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna that choose your own adventure thing that I'm gonna do will involve found footage stuff in it, or will be sort of found. It'll be found footage. Choose your own adventure sort of thing. Choose your own story. I'll have a little think. Maybe we'll save that for another night we do this. Yeah, maybe I'll do this a bit more often. The Bear Pimp Project. Yeah, I've never been so frisky in my life. Trailer Park Boys in it. Yeah. Video base said, Liam, you need to make one about an evil GP5 filter. Iron Man said, Mike, I once had a nightmare where my mum was crying on the bottom of my stairs, and I went and put my hand on her shoulder and said, what's wrong? And she turned her head at me. She had no face. Fuck's sake. Yeah, it's freaky and horrible, wasn't it, when everything happened? John B said, the horror. I've been watching the House of Commons Parliament. Them morons run the country. Exactly, John. That's very scary, isn't it? There's a horror story for you. Z said, ghosts are probably just recordings that some people can accidentally play back. Could be. I like the old theory of sort of trapped energy. I'm not saying I believe that necessarily, but I've heard that one. I thought, yeah, I suppose that's sort of plausible. That because everything creates energy, don't it? That sort of ghosts could be like a recording sort of thing, trapped energy. I'll explain what I was saying the other day to Liam now, because I never said it. I didn't want to say it out loud because it's actually about my family, so it's a bit weird. You'll know what I mean anyway. My neighbours reckon their house is haunted. But the fucked up thing about it is that's my childhood home that they are saying is haunted now, and that it wasn't haunted until someone died there. But the person who died there is my grandmother. So they're basically saying that their house is haunted by my grandmother. I don't necessarily believe them because they are a bit sort of weird freak shows, do you know what I mean? But sorry if you're watching this. But they're not weird freak shows, but you know what I mean? But they're certainly not I don't know. But yeah. But it's sort of, you know, it's a bit weird to say that someone's saying their house is haunted by one of your relatives. You know what I mean? I've said must have been all the spirits you drank in the house, Mike. Yeah, but yeah. Well, the thing is, because this when my nan died, it was I lived in that house till I was 5, then moved into this house next door. We basically lived next door to my nan and granddad. And my nan died when my nan and granddad and my family was the only people who ever lived in that house. Like since the day it was built, that was like our family home. Uh, and then we obviously moved out. My nan carried on living there, died in that house in the front room. And then the people who live there now live there. Yeah, and then the young teenage girl who I used to talk to occasionally reckoned that the house was haunted and that the cupboard doors would open. But I don't necessarily believe her. Only because not I wouldn't believe her. I wouldn't believe anyone who told me that anyway. You know what I mean? Unless I saw it. That's a bit, you know. If they said they thought they saw like a shadow or something. Then he said, part 1, there was a case where a couple bought a house and the first night they were woken up by a man standing on their bedroom balcony shouting and swearing. Is this the one you said before? Right, yeah, anyway, Jed, because other people wouldn't have seen it. Rudolph said, was on her birthday. Oh, hang on. Rudolph said, we had a weird experience after my nan died. But on her birthday, a year later, we all went to the pub and my cousin touched the glass and instantly exploded like shrapnel. Yeah, that's weird, isn't it? That is very weird. Video base, a very scary thing happened to me last Friday, 11 p.m. I was watching the stream and then politics was mentioned. Should we do a politics stream one day? I'll do a scary politics stream and I'll put up a load of fucking I'll see if I can find a load of leaflets because the leaflets are going around at the minute, aren't they, for the elections, whatever. I'll put them up and we'll let anyone talk about any fucking politics they want. But I'll probably have to be silent for most of it. Dad said when they investigated, they found it was the previous owner who would often went nuts and would swear and shout from the balcony about the local council. Just waiting for part 3 now. I've got to wait at least 45 seconds for this. But yeah, that thing I was saying about my next door neighbours and that, the only reason I don't like saying it, because it's sort of insulting, isn't it? You know, someone saying that to you. I don't know. I find it a weird thing to say, and I don't like saying it out loud in case someone else hears me saying it and think, why the fuck's he saying that? You know what I mean? Be like the peach. Then see, turned out the bloke was still alive and living in a care home. So maybe it's his energy was absorbed by the building and played back now and then. Yeah, that's really bizarre, isn't it? But yeah, so if he was still alive, yeah, then it couldn't have been a ghost. Yeah, I like that. That's very interesting. Weapons and stuff said one ghost story I believe is the Romans marching on their knees in the basement, if you've heard this one. Well, my granddad actually reckons he's seen that. My granddad's been dead for years, but he reckons he's seen that around near where we live, and his daughter and I'd say my dad probably does, and that they totally believe that he reckons he saw that. My aunt does, swears blind that he definitely because he wouldn't lie about that. But yeah, I have heard about that, and my granddad reckons he saw it. And so some of my other relatives have said, you know, he said it, and they believe him. Dad said part 3 turned. Oh, I read that, didn't I? Yeah, I must have said, Mike, you love the Chopper movie. I can tell because you say insulting the same as Chop Chop. Nice. I do like Chopper and the Chopper movie. I was watching I was watching some documentaries on him recently, actually. You know, not just before he died, because he did a bit of a confessional, didn't he? Tim said full moon tomorrow. Maybe we'll have to do something. What could we do tomorrow? Because full moon's supposed to bring out the sort of freak show in everyone, isn't it? Should we do another scary, like, conspiracy theory type one tomorrow? It's up to you lot. I'll still be on for another 15 minutes, by the way. Because I was late on, I'll stay on late. Yeah. But for some, yeah, what do you reckon? Something weird tomorrow. I don't mind doing another themed one. But yeah, sort of strange, not scary, but yeah, crazy stories. Weird stuff that happens. But yeah, the full moon's supposed to bring out the sort of the bit of a nutter in people. They reckon on quite often people who do radio shows at night, when it's a full moon, yeah, the old lunatics thing. They reckon every single time you do a phone-in radio show on a night there's a full moon, nearly all the people who come on are fucking nuts, and talking about the weirdest fucking stuff. So maybe I'll just call it full moon stream. I don't know. I'll have a think. John said the black shuck of the marshes and the black dog of Bungay. Of the same, I reckon. I only know a tiny little bit about them. Yeah, crazy stories. Hunter's Moon, is that it? Iron Man. John said it's true demon dog, like village. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have heard of Black Shuck, but then that may be from the Darkness song. There's a Darkness song, and one of the lyrics is Black Shuck. He don't give a fuck. I'm sure that's it. Yeah. I don't know if it's about demon dog though. Women's stuff says serial killers, lunatics, experiments. Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'll do a little community tab thing later and we can discuss some ideas. Rob said there was a case of an old bar that sounds of people cheering and laughing. And when they checked out the walls, they're built from ferrous oxide, like a blank tape, and the stories had recorded sounds. Yeah, that's really interesting, that is. Right, Rob, by the way, you just got on. Max said, got any stories, mate? I was on late. Prison stories. Never mentioned any prison stories. Probably won't mention any prison story stuff tonight. I'll have to leave that for a stream one night. That stuff goes on for too long, though. I tried to do a video for my Patreon supporters about that, and the fucking video was at least 40 minutes long. I think it was longer than that. Maybe an hour, 20 minutes long, and I had to cut it into like 10 fucking bits. And I only ever uploaded one bit to it. Because the problem is, it was only Liam and Paul who watched them, because they was the only ones that way. Right, where am I? Dad said, I saw a UFO once at school. One of the lads suddenly went flying backwards off his chair during English literature class. I've read the end, so I know now. The teacher loved the book at him, so he'd been hit by a flying saucer. Fuck's sake. It's relevant at least. I like that, but I had read Flying Saucer before I finished it. John said home glam pounces, is that? Iron Man said American Werewolf in London is a sick film. I've seen that loads of times, Iron Man. It's brilliant, isn't it? I've just got a really good HD version of that recently to watch soon. Irishman said, my parents say they have seen black dog that vanished in front of them. My father's seen the dog getting bigger as it walked towards them. Won't talk about it. Just says ask your mother. Yeah, that's quite freaky, isn't it? Tim said my granddad gets a bit moody on a full moon. My mother works in a care home and says they all get a bit strange on a full moon. Conspiracy theory stream sounds good. Yeah, we'll have to do that. It'll be a bit of anything. But yeah, and it's bizarre that I think it's because the moon affects the water, don't it? It affects the tides. We're 70% water, ain't we, or whatever. Maybe it affects the water in us. Yeah. Who knows? That's the theory I've heard on it. Rob said, I've been in and out, Mike. Work calls, you know. Oh, nice one, Rob. John said the darkness, that is. Home glam rockers. Almost Martin said prison, hell, end of. Yeah, it is nowadays. Prison seems like a fucking nightmare nowadays with all the drugs and all the rest I won't bother going on about. British Bulldog, my phone's gone, destroyed, gone. I can't hit your thing. Exit, right, mate? Kind said prison weapons is a good topic. Night, Mark. Yeah. Weapons are. I've seen some weird things while driving before. Vanishing cars, people standing in the middle of nowhere, staring off into the distance. Yeah, so I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll do a stream tomorrow. I don't know how I'll light it and all that. I probably won't do all this. We'll do I don't know, bizarre stories, conspiracy stream or something, you know, something for the weirdness of the evening. No, Max, I ain't got a Discord. I may do one soon though, because I was talking to Richard, Liam, and Callum about it, which is Weapons and Stuff, Richard and Peachinator about doing it, because it'd be easier to share stuff with each other then. At the minute, if Callum wants to send something to Liam, he has to send it to me, and then I have to send it to him. And he said the moon effect caused by gravity and electromagnetism works on the human brain. Yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it? Yeah. I thought, you know, I'd never looked into it. I just heard people's theories on it from the radio. And I've quite often heard quite a few different radio presenters who do night stuff when it's full moon. Yeah, spontaneous human combustion. Now that is fucking weird and freaky. Yeah, save that for tomorrow. What I might do if I get time, because I've got to go out a bit tomorrow in the day, I may have some books and shit about that kind of stuff. Actually, I definitely have under my fucking bed. Hang on. Let me just get this book out quickly. I'm not playing a trick on you or anything. I forgot I had this, and the only reason I knew it was there because I saw it the other day when I was tidying up. Look at this. Look at this for a fucking... I'll read this. I shall give this a read tomorrow. And then I'll be well up on all the fucking stories. Not that I'll have much of an opinion on anything. Because as I said, I'm not really into them kind of things. That was a birthday present someone bought me. Z.Z. only happens to people with a burning ambition. No, but the spontaneous human combustion, proper bizarre, isn't it? John said, how can anything be weird when you consider so-called reality? Yeah, good point, John. Slingshot, you right, mate? Max said, when I was camping, I always saw weirdos in the woods. Might be fun to do. Go around the woods, some Halloween props and scare campers, or just run screaming and watch them bark. Bit dodgy doing that though. You'd probably get stabbed nowadays, wouldn't you? I think, or have the fucking armed police out after you. But no, yeah, that would have been funny. And he said, "Why, man?" I read that, didn't I? British Bulldog said, "I've got the same book." Slingshot said, "I bought a new bug out bag." Nice one, mate. X said, "Black Shuck at midnight on a full moon. You walk around our local ancient abbey." 5th century ruin, complete with Viking invasion history, and Black Shuck or the Devil's Dog may appear. Nice one. John said, nanomechanics, proof that all life is a projection. That's kind of true fact. Max said, might make some signs warning Sam Scrunch. Weapons Officer 13 o'clock did a full episode on SHC. Some of the theories they investigated are very interesting and plausible. Oh, spontaneous human combustion, yeah. Yeah, that was a fascinating, bizarre thing. Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but yeah, we'll talk about that kind of just weird stuff tomorrow then if you want. We'll do a weird stream tomorrow. So I call it lunatic stream. Iron Man said, what about abandoned mental asylums? Are they are defos. There was something like that near us at one point, or a abandoned hospital, you know, derelict hospital, and that had a mental bit in it. And people did used to go there. We was going to go there once, but left it too long, and then it was fucking. By the time we decided we wanted to go, when we looked into it, it had been bulldozed to the ground. Rob said, "Have you noticed you always get the mad ones talk to you at a bus stop talking crap?" Yeah, that's true, isn't it? Things that I heard, many English castles are haunted. I bet they are. I bet they are. Electro, you right, mate? I'll probably only be on for about another 5 minutes, but good to see you on, mate. Gunnar said, "Did you do a video on a bug out bag? I've wanted some ideas." Yeah, I've got bug out bag video. Yeah, watch that. I'll probably do a new one. When was the last bug out bag video I did? Is it quite old? I'll do a new one soon. But yeah, but watch the old one. That's got some good stuff in it, I think. But my bug out bags are slightly different to other people's because I like to make mine a bit of a bug out, because bug out bag's slightly different to what I call an inch bag. Mine's an inch bag, which is I'm never coming home bag. So it has a bit more stuff than you would need for a general bug out bag. And it also depends how long if you're only going to need to bug out for about 3 days, you're really only going to need water, food, and some stuff to clean yourself, really, and a bit of, what I mean, depending on where you got bug out as well. Long term, it's slightly different. You need a bit of everything then. Right, where am I? John said, yeah, one at Loathing Land round here was awesome. Ned said, Slingshot, our local priory has a couple of ghosts, apparently. Iron Man Spartan was saying hello to Electro. Pocketful said, right, I'm off bed. Epic stream tonight, Mike, and everyone that contributed. Thanks, Nightmare. Do you like the Pocketful? Yeah, glad you enjoyed it, mate. It's been quite good, actually, hasn't it? I hope you've all been liking the stream. Rob said, spontaneous human combustion. They say the body burns like a candle with fat on the outside around the wick of your skeleton. I'll do a new one. I will do soon, definitely. Electra said, at least I'm off work tomorrow. Are you going live tomorrow? Yes, mate, I'll be on tomorrow. About 9 to 11, maybe a bit longer. Irishman to Slingshot. There's a Norman castle in my town that is said to have several ghosts. I used to dig in the grounds as a teenager and never seen anything. Don said, like my car, chainsaw, first aid, tools, knives, right. Yeah, that's it. Different situations require different things, but yeah. I almost like baby wipes are good for bug out bags. Yeah, I always put them in. It said 33 likes, boy. Smash that. Yeah. Nice one, mate. It said some legends are real and others aren't. Max said, can you do a bug out video on useless or bad buys? Got any regret buys? I've only ever seen a video. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'll have a look into that. It's a slingshot. I think most legends contain a certain amount of truth, to be honest. I must have not all ghosts are bad. Let me just write down about doing that community tab thing on one piece of paper. I'll do it. Community tab about tomorrow's stream. Managed to make me coffee last whole fucking 2 hours. I've touched a bit of water, have I? Yeah, so I'll be off in a minute. I think sort of said yes, said. Yeah, that has been a good stream. You can tell when it's good because I only looked at the clock 3 times for the whole entire stream. Sometimes if it's a bit dragging, you keep looking at the... Tell you what, Slingshot, save that High Brazil stuff for tomorrow. We're going to talk about anything unusual, bizarre stuff tomorrow night, if you can get on. It'll be 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So whatever time it is now, 2 hours earlier. where you are. Oh, I don't know, off the top of my head there, I man. That'd be, I can't think. Let me have a quick look. Don't know. Well, I suppose have a look up something sort of weird, conspiracy based, I suppose. Go on my, I'll tell you what, Iman, go on my community tab later and ask me there, and then I'll have a bit of a chance to have a think then. Yeah, when I'll do a community tab in a minute about the lunatic stream, and then on there, put that comment again, Iman, and then I can have a bit of a think then. Yeah, slingshot. We'll talk about High Brazil tomorrow. I'll give me a chance to look it up. I know what it is though. It's the island that appears once a year, don't it? For a certain amount of time, and it's covered in fog any other time, isn't it, or something? Do you know what's supposed to go on there if you get on it? Rob said, "Thanks for tonight. Cheers, Mike. Another great job. Good night, everyone. Cheers, Rob. The X-Files movie, yeah. Max said, brilliant stream. Yeah, cheers, mate. I'm glad you all enjoyed it, actually. Dad said, you mean the floating island? Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? I think I'll just probably have the lights on normal tomorrow, but I don't know. I may just put some, I don't know. I'll put some themed stuff up if I can think of anything. Right. I'll be on tomorrow, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock. So whatever time it is in America now where you are, it'll end now tomorrow. So get on 2 hours before now, whatever time it is, wherever you are in America. Because I know certain places it's 7 hours different, certain places it's 5. Right. So 9 to 11 tomorrow. See you all later. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everyone. I've enjoyed that tonight. It's been good. Yeah. Right. Good night. See you later. Don't have nightmares. Do sleep well. Try and watch.